Hi, my name is Lemuel Ely. I hail from Henderson, North Carolina. I'm 44 years old. I do many things. I have a degree from Elizabeth City State University in criminal justice psychology. I also am a licensed preacher, evangelist of my church, the Church of Apostolic Revival in Durham, North Carolina. I am a father of a daughter, Rachel Ely. I have many hobbies. My nickname is AKA Big Country, so that should tell you like I have a lot of hobbies versus like hunting, fishing. I like working with my hands. One of the greatest things I like to do is crazy that we're doing it is like media stuff now. So like I do a lot of things, but professional right now, I'm a truck driver. I have my own trucks, dump trucks called EB Logistics. In April of 2021, I was driving my truck and I was in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I had pulled over into this company called Hilco where they do cement. I had to go upstairs to open up the tank and I walked back downstairs and I noticed that I was breathing very, very difficulty and I was sweating like profusely. And I really didn't pay no attention. I just said, hey, maybe it's just a common cold and I will be all right. So I goes around to the other side of the building, I get loaded, and as I'm going upstairs, and I go to close the top of my tanker, I come back downstairs and I notice I could not do it. I could not take another step, could not take another breath. So I actually did like a baby going downstairs. I slid down the stairs on my backside just to get downstairs because I could not get in the truck. And I managed to get myself into the truck. I drive home. I'm sweating profusely, coughing at this point in time. I makes it back home, and I arrived home, and I was still having the same issues. I went to the doctor. The doctor told me they gave me some steroids to say, to open up my lungs. And then that morning, I went to sleep, and that morning, I couldn't lay down. I had to sit up in the chair that morning. I told my sister I just could not breathe. She told me to call 911. And when they called 911, they got there, they took care of me, and then they put me immediately into the scanner room, to the CT scan, I think that's what it was. And they come to find out, they put the liquid in me, come to find out I had 16 clots. I have 8 here, 6 here, 2 of my legs, 4 of my legs and 2 of my legs, I think I said it right, but it was 16 clots overall, like somebody had shot bullets all in my chest, and they rushed me immediately to surgery, and they went through my groin up to my lungs. I did the what they call it, the clot buster treatment, and I had to stay stable for 24 hours till the medicine worked, and that was my little health scare. My first thought I was having a heart attack was how bad it was. Was I gonna be able to live? How my heart was. It was like a major life adjustment. If you ever really just watch my story on TikTok and stuff, if you go down there, you will see the picture where I was 495 pounds. As you see me right now, I'm 333 pounds. My whole perspective on life changed. I kind of like, not saying put me first, but I be cautious of my body now. If things happen, I go get it checked up. I've learned to like really grasp people around me that really love me, because you never know. You could be here today, gone tomorrow, and you never really know. So it's like you got to take advantage of every given God opportunity that you have with people, because life is like the Bible says, the life is like a vapor. It's like, poof, you're gone. Today we could be here, tomorrow we can be gone. The next hour can be gone. So it challenged me in a way to look at life different and to stop being selfish a lot of times and be like, hey, if somebody asks you to do something, just do it, because sometimes you never know. Might be that person last time, you never know. So, it just changed my whole perspective of life to even now, I'm really conscious about what I do, especially my body and stuff like that. As an African-American male, we was always told that you was tough. You did what you were supposed to do. You work, and you will be okay. And not knowing half of the time that later on in life you found out that issue arose, and when the issue arose, that it was worse than really what it was. And I share this one quick story with you. My father, he has a, who was here today actually, he won the panel's discussion. He had a heart attack at 55, right? But date back, my mom he would go to the doctor. He really wouldn't go to the doctor. My mom was making him go to the doctor at this point in time, and the doctor was telling him certain things, and he never really took heed because it was that driving force, like, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, okay. He has a heart attack, and it has caused issues, within in every other part of his life, you know what I'm saying? It has caused issues, but he worked through it and stuff like that. He's good. So I kind of like look at that now and just say, hey, you gotta work on this because, our culture has taught us we really don't need the doctor. You can take a little bit of hair, drink a little ginger ale for your stomach, and you really have an ulcer. Eat a little crackers, and you really got some gas anywhere, or it could have been a heart attack, and you think it's the gas. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know because actually having gas in your chest is just almost equivalent to like having a heart attack, but you never know. So sometimes they'll be like drinking some soda to get the air out, and really you having a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel that tightness in your chest, you gotta go, you know what I'm saying? Or you feel like you can't breathe, you gotta go. Just check it out. That's what the doctor's here for. Faith and science has a thin line because we taught that God can and God will heal you, and He has the power to heal you if you have something going on. Here's my take to this. I feel like God created the physicians to do what they supposed to do. And when they can't, that's when faith steps in. For example, I can share you a great story with my friend Tony that we all here for today. This man had stage 4 cancer, right? He didn't know it. He was still living. He just had little whatnots. He went to the doctor, found out he had it. But before he found out he had it, he was living a good life. And most of the time, I found out with cancer patients that I have known and I have talked to and I have witnessed, most of them already had it before they even found out they had it. And the mind concept of them saying you had it, and the first thing we look at as cancer, I never had cancer and I pray I never had it, but the first thing from their point of view, like the first thing is the mind regulates their senses of like, okay, I got cancer, I'm gonna die. But really, you don't have to succumb to that. Some people just give up, but I look at my friend Tony, he does everything he want to do. He still cycle, he still pretty much do everything is like there. So, as we talk about it, the doctors are puzzled on his story because that man should have been dead, but he's still here. And you look at him as if like nothing never happened. So, but he does his part by going to the doctor. He does his part by taking care of himself. He does his part by eating right, doing all the things he's supposed to do. And what he can't do, God has to do. So we really don't talk about healthcare, about making sure that and I'm a licensed preacher, and I preach in churches, but we don't really take the time to really talk about healthcare because we feel like God can do everything. And sometimes that's the problem I find out with religion, that we solely depend too much on God when God said, hey, I would do the part you can't do. And I'm gonna share this one last, I'm gonna give this Bible story. I heard this the other day and it made sense. God told them, say, hey, I'm coming to see Lazarus. Lazarus was dead, right? Jesus didn't say, hey, get up out that ground. He told them, dig him up. He spoke to them, that he did that part because they couldn't raise him out. He did. So Jesus said, Lazarus, come forward. He come out. Then he said, hey, y'all take them grave clothes off of him. That's what he said. Take them off. So they did that part. He did the part they couldn't do. So therefore, I go back to what I was saying. You do your part, God will do his part. So there's a very thin line when it comes between healthcare and Christianity and, the religious world. I always say, God was human. He put these doctors in place for a reason. Use them. And we don't, like you said, we really don't talk about it because we always put all of the burden on God versus we taking care of ourselves because I feel like this, and it's just me, I'm a big guy. You can't keep stuffing yourself with pork and fat back. God, no, I love it. Pork and fat back. And then when your arteries get clogged, you ask God to unclog something that you did. That's not fair. No, go out here and run. I mean, I know a little bit about plumbing. The pipes get clogged, but the higher the pressure, I seen them how they get unclogged. They get unclogged by putting pressure behind it to unclog it, right? So you run, your body moves with that blood. That blood gonna come in there and push all that clog out. If you start losing weight and it's gonna come out, you do your part. So yes, I feel like we do a horrible job, in the church talking about healthcare, because Jesus is gonna do everything, but he still has the ramifications that you still gotta do something. My last message would be, God gave us the tools, the resource, and the revelation of the human body and all of the research that goes into the human body. That's why you have research. That's why you have these schools of medicine. That's why you have doctors. That's why you have lawyers, you have firemen, you have truck drivers. All of them are professionals for what the specific job. Doctors are doctors. You know what I'm saying? And they went to school for that. They practice, they call it practice medicine, but they practice it to try to find some things out to help you along. They practice stuff. So everything that I would just say in a nutshell is that go get your training. If you feel something, go. Your health is more than money. Your health is more than cars. Your health is more than your family. Your health is more than anything in the world, because guess what? If you don't get streamed and something happened to you and you could have taken care of it, you can't blame nobody else but yourself, because you had every chance to do it. It's just like having tools. I cannot take a coloring book and color a coloring book, or color a page or a description or whatever in the coloring book without the crayon. The crayon is the tool that goes along with the coloring book so you can color. Without the crayon, there's no coloring book. It's just a book. The coloring book needs the crayon. So here's like, your doctor is you. You are the coloring book, but your doctor is the crayon. Let your doctor be the crayon and help you paint this good life you need so you can live on. You never know what you might be going through, and I'm gonna go a little deeper than this. Every African-American male, I'm 44 years old, never thought in the world at 41, 42, I would have a heart attack. Never thought of that, right? Because I've been a healthy, athletic guy, never thought about that. But it changes a lot of the scenario, let's be honest. You need your health. Like I said, health is wealth. And for African-American men, at 40, you deal with prostate cancer, you deal with reproduction dysfunction, because you're not taking care of yourself, because you need your heart to work the other part, you need that, I ain't trying to be all gruesome, but you need that. And a lot of times, we don't see that until the last minute. But if you've been taking care of your body the whole entire time, they will find stuff like that, Ask your doctor to, hey, give me a full body exam, put you in the CAT scan, ask. That's all I can tell you, ask, and that's where we at. As part of the African-American community, as a preacher, as a part of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, as part of the trucking industry, as just being a young African-American man, go. An hour out your day to find out something that could probably save your life and you ain't gotta deal with no more, it's cool. Like going to get your, you're going to get your prostate thing. I know, sometimes we feel violated, but guess what? If they can cut that little pollen out, you ain't gotta worry about it if it turns into a cancer, and then you gotta deal with that for the rest of your life, or deal with that to death, you know what I'm saying? They cut it out now, be done with it, versus letting it grow on. So that's what I'm saying, go. Y'all know we need to go, just go.